Bye.
Bye-bye. It's lovely. We like you. Now, this is quite odd because we've got Simon Cowell on the line. The one off the X Factor. Well, not that one off the X Factor, the other Simon Cowell that appeared a little bit earlier this year. He lives in Berwick upon the Tweed. Hiya, Simon.
Hiya, Alan. Your listeners are gutted now that it's not the real one.
No, they're glad it's you, trust me.
No, it was Britain's Got Talent.
Oh, it's Britain's Got Talent, was it? I
Yeah,
beg
it
your
was
pardon.
earlier this year.
Right, gotcha. So, first of all, being a Simon Cowell, I'm presuming must be a bit of a nightmare.
It is actually, to be honest. I wish I had his money.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it is. I mean, honestly, I'm honoured to share the name with the guy and everything because I love all them sort of shows. But
right.
Yeah, it is a bit of a nightmare.
What gave you the idea to go on to it?
Well, to be honest, I used to kind of present karaoke and things around Newcastle and stuff.
Right.
And obviously, when you're doing that sort of job, you've got to kind of sing to encourage people to get up and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And basically, a lot of people were saying, you should just kind of go on the show, and I kind of thought it would be good fun, especially having the name, and I just thought it'd be a bit of a laugh and stuff as well.
So it worked out for you, because I mean, you got past the first round anyway, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I got 3 yeses. Obviously, Simon Cowell said no.
Right.
But yeah, it was great fun. It was fantastic actually. Singing in front of that many people and stuff, and I got some kind of good reactions. I've got a few fans now as well, if you can kind of call them fans. I don't like to call them fans.
Yeah, of course it is.
But and it was great meeting Ant and Dec, because Ant and Dec are fantastic.
Yeah, sure.
So.
Top job. Well, I mean, where does this leave you though? Because you've been given a bit of encouragement. Does that mean you take it further, or not?
I mean, to be honest, I've done that many different jobs in my time over the years.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I've never been very good at any of them. So singing is like a passion for me. It's the only thing I've really earned any sort of decent money at,
Right.
And I would love to kind of get into it further. I've got a lot of fans wanting us to bring an album out, but obviously that's a lot of money and things like that. So I'm kind of looking for an agent as well, or a manager,
right.
If you know anybody.
Can you not do the put your stuff online and get people to pay to download it, which is how a lot of people are starting these days?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm kind of all right with stuff like Facebook and YouTube and things, but the internet for me is, I think it's an age thing actually.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I've got a YouTube channel and everything. So,
that's good.
And I get kind of a good response from certain things I sing.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's good. It's a step forward, isn't it? You put your name about a little bit, and now it's just work on the craft and hopefully hope that a break goes your way.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you know yourself in this kind of industry, you've just got to get the right break, haven't you? And,
absolutely. And it's look more often than it's judgment, really.
Exactly. Well, I mean, the other Simon Cowell, if he ever wants to take a holiday, I can sit in his chair and do a bit of judging for him.
No, it's good. It's not like a name you're likely to forget as well, which is
exactly.
Which is fair.
The other thing is as well, it's a shame because I mean, it was Simon Cowell's birthday the other week. I think it was last week, and I noticed that on Facebook. He gets a lot of kind of really horrible comments, and I think he's just actually a nice guy. He really is. He made me feel so kind of welcome and calm and stuff, and he's a really nice guy. And he's only doing his job when all said and done. There's always jealousy, I suppose, but
yeah. The axe that I've got to grind with him is he's completely screwed our charts around about Christmas.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing, and he's done it to build up his name, his company, his business, and it works like a charm for him every year, pretty much.
It does, man.
So you can't knock him for being successful.
Exactly. I mean, you're on about chart music and stuff, but the thing is, Alan, it's like, I mean, I absolutely love 50s and 60s music. I just don't think you can ever beat 50s and 60s music. And I do a lot of Bobby B, Buddy Holly, that sort of thing.
Right.
And the thing is, the music industry now, do you not think it's like, well, for at least the last 20-odd years, do you not think it's more about the look than the talent there? I mean, it's kind of like if the talent's getting younger and younger, it's like now if you're a 15 or a 16-year-old, you kind of, you know what I mean?
No, I get it. You see, working in this business, I keep saying to people, because every now and then somebody will have a brainstorm session and say, I've had 9 people in a conference room and I've played the latest releases and they say, these 9 people, that these ones are the ones that's... Now, my view is if you play a different 9 people, you'll get a completely different thing. And the thing that I've noticed is that people, especially young, because you talk about you've got issues with computers, 7, 8, 9-year-olds looking up the Clash, playing Led Zeppelin on the computer, and they're looking up some of the great names and saying, well, why did everybody go crazy about Jimi Hendrix? Why did they go crazy about Elvis? Why did they go... And they know that all of the music from those years because they're sitting there watching it on YouTube. You know, and it's not necessarily that the cheese that's in the charts is all they're listening to. I noticed in student radio, one of their big hit albums was Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, why not? You know, why the hell not? So how come 50s and 60s for you, though? Because that was before your time.
Well, I think a lot of it is kind of like parents' influence, isn't it? Because when you're growing up and you're in your dad's car kind of thing, for me, it was... my dad used to listen to all the 50s and 60s stuff. I mean, actually, I'm a huge fan of a Canadian artist. He's called Bobby Goldsboro. I mean, I'm sure you'll have heard of him.
Yeah, sure.
The thing is, he only had 2 sort of really big hits in the UK. But to be honest, his songs and his albums are absolutely fantastic. You know, there's some amazing songs.
Yeah.
And I love Bobby Goldsboro, but that was again, it was my dad. You know, when you're growing up and stuff like that, it's like kids nowadays. They're probably. I mean, I know. My niece's boyfriend, he's about 18, 19, and he likes Oasis, and that was kind of like his dad.
There you go, yeah, I see what you're saying. And the Bobby Goldsboro, the only songs that he had hits here were the real kind of cheesy ones.
Yeah, it was Honey and Summer the First Time.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, but honestly, some of the songs, one of my favourites is called The Autumn of My Life.
Right.
And it's about him growing old and dying, basically, but it's a beautiful song. I mean, it's not depressing at all.
Well, I have to dig that out, because I haven't heard it, and I haven't heard a lot of Bobby Goldsboro, obviously just the charty ones that's happened over this side. But
yeah, have a listen, Alan.
I will.
Honestly, Bobby Goldsboro, he's fantastic, he really is.
You know, Autumn of My Life, you say. Well, I'll dig that track out and have a listen.
The other one, actually, is a real kind of upbeat, what's it called? It's actually like a bit of a gospel one, and it's called something about it's time for him to come back home or something. Right. It's about God and stuff and Jesus and things. But the way he does it and everything, it's just fantastic. Honestly, you'll have to dig him out.
I'll have a route about. But Simon, lovely talking to you. Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, honestly, Alan, I've literally listened to your show for years.
Hurrah!
You're the reason my exam results went down the pan. Because listening to your crazy nights that you used to do, I mean, you still do them. Yeah. But when I was a little boy, staying up late 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's your education.
Yeah, you see.
And from that's probably where the karaoke came from, you see. It is a strange thing, but it is what you have to do to grow up in the northeast. That's your
Alan,
rite of passage there.
If you know any sort of agents that might be interested in somebody, you know.
I've been thinking about this, because to be honest, I haven't got an agent. I haven't had one for a while. Because I don't think the northeast is particularly well represented.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And they tend to be, you know, based in Leeds or Manchester.
Yeah.
You know, once for the northeast, which I think is a bit of a shame.
Well, I was actually I had somebody interested in it, but it meant kind of moving to London. And to be honest with you, like I'm getting to the age now where city life, you know, it doesn't really suit us. I've just moved to Berwick about a year ago, and I love it up here, but. Like, London is just too busy for me.
Explain Berwick life to me then. What's it like up there?
Well,
what's the difference?
A lot of the locals, for some reason, they don't like it. But the thing is, I mean, I love Newcastle, right? I love Newcastle. It was my home for many, many years.
Sure.
But I just wanted to be out in kind of like a small town, you know. The scenery up here is beautiful. It's a beautiful place, actually, Berwick.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I'm presuming... not have the kind of shops that you'd be used to, not have the kind of bars you're used to.
No, but the thing is, though, I mean, the greatest thing about Berwick is it's a train line, right? And you've got Edinburgh 40 minutes one way, you've got Newcastle 40 minutes the other. It's brilliant.
Right.
You know, so if you do fancy a big city, you just, you know, Edinburgh one way and Newcastle the other.
Great. Be beatled down. Fair enough. Hey, I love Berwick. I must admit, it's one of those places where you feel absolutely safe. Everybody's pleasant and nice and friendly. although one speaking English and one speaking Scottish. But no, it's one of my favourite places in the world. Thank you very much for coming on, Sam.
Honestly, Alan, it's been an honour. Honestly, you're a hero. You're a proper legend.
Right, bless you. Thank you for your kindness.
Cheers, Alan.
Cheers, Simon. Bye-bye. 01914883188. Well, how sweet was that? I've never ever thought I'd hear it, but how nice was Simon Cowell? That one, anyway. 01914883188. Now, you know we were talking about that kind of ham thing and we couldn't work